Man, I realized that I gotta order a hat with my new logo. I mean, at least it's way cheaper than it was before. Today's sponsor is me. Telling you all, if you didn't already know, that I got my merch as cheap as I possibly can. I overhauled the entire store like a week or two ago. It took me all day. I'm also really excited about the fact that spring finally has like actual gamer memorabilia, because we've got a Nintendo Switch case, y'all. Today we're going to be talking about Luxion's inventory. We're also going to end up hopping onto the test server, if the servers are available, to talk about Fluxion just a little bit. I still want to end up having an individual video focusing on him a little bit better now that he's functional on the test server. But most of all, it's just the fact that he's going to allow us to vote on all of the Luxion stuff. But anyways, let's look at his inventory today. Not bad, honestly. The fact that he's selling the Trovian Express, is that the ally or is that the mount? Trovian Express, is that the ally? No, it's the mount. Okay, so that's good then, actually. Yeah, this is a pretty good inventory. It's weird that he's getting prepared for the holidays already, but okay, anyways. Let's take a look at all of these. Whoops, I spelled that wrong. So first we've got the Prancing Present ally, which let me actually swap over to my Ice Sage so I don't mess anything up with my Shadowhunter equipment. But that's going to end up being this little ally right here. I mean, it's a present, it's adorable. It gives you 30 magic find, 5% attack speed, 2% to crit hit, the gift that keeps on giving. I don't know what it keeps on giving me other than a migraine. And then we've got the Lil Chillio. Man, there's a lot of things that have little in them already. And this is going to end up, actually, it's Lil Chillio II. These items, you can see we own them and can't buy them anymore. That's because it's an event item that is from the past that we essentially cannot trade because of the fact that it was something from events exclusively. This one's a cute little snowman though. I love him. I'm going to end up making him dance, and he does a little shuffle. He's kind of twerking it when you think about it, which is not really appropriate. Stop doing that. And then he's going to end up having the following stats: 15 maximum energy, 15% magic damage, and minus 10% to all incoming damage. Lil Chillio's most faithful follower. Well, it's the second most faithful follower next to me. And then we got the Snowfest 2021 surprise. This is kind of a bit of a scam, but maybe you want to go for it if you want to. I don't know. It unlocks a random seasonal Snowfest 2021 recipe that you don't already have. If I recall correctly, though, you can end up just waiting until this year's Snowfest event, and then you'll be able to craft these recipes, or maybe you can craft the other recipes that will essentially end up giving you the items from 2021. I don't 100% remember. But anyways, then there's the Trovian Express. Now this is probably going to end up being something quite valuable. I assume people are selling it on the market for a significant amount of flux. Yep, that's what I like to see. That is very appropriate, just because it is, well, it's very expensive for your dragon coins. We've already seen other items in Luxion's inventory for comparison that are sold for 70, 80 dragon coins, and people will try to sell them for like 700k. So this is kind of lowballing it for the actual flux price, but there's a reason why it's so expensive, just because look at this thing. It's an abomination. It's beautiful. Please, if someone's a modder, make this into Thomas the Tank Engine, because I swear to God, like, we've already got the Thomas the Tank Engine, you know, as a reskin of the Dread Mount, which is cursed and I love it. But this would just be so appropriate. And did you know that this also is a flying mount? So yeah, I don't know why it's like just pooping out of the back rather than the smoke coming out of the stacks on the top. But hey, whatever, you know, beggars can't really be choosers. It's still a really cool mount. I actually really like it a lot. I think that we actually got this out of an event as well, which is kind of crazy. And then there's the Ice Cart, which, if I recall, is a Mag Rider. Yeah, it's a Mag Rider. It gives 25 movement speed. Okay, whatever, but it's a Mag Rider. So whatever, it's got all these little critters on it, and oh yes, father, please kill me. No later. They look adorable, and I mean, we can't really see anything because of the ice and because of the color of our character. Let me see if it actually looks a little bit better out here with some proper lighting. No, it still looks completely washed out, but that's also that's mostly my own settings because I use reshade. So yeah, anyways, we've got a couple other items here. So we've got LUXION Style Stash, which is going to end up unlocking a random seasonal event pinata or LUXION equipment style, which is going to end up being in some very specific categories in the hats or weapons, whatever. They give like a low mastery, don't really do anything, but hey, whatever. And then there's the Streamer Dream box. This is the Streamer Dream 1 box. You can only buy one of these, but essentially this is going to end up having my ally in it. So it's the best box. It has quite a few of the super old timey, like I honestly don't even think any of these people still stream this game. The only one that I actually had a direct contact with was the Dismantler. I think, yeah, Dismantle Time, that was his Twitch handle. He was such a cool dude. I didn't really like keep contact with him, but he was basically like an ex-bodybuilder that turned to streaming. And I don't know, I just remember like having a heart-to-heart conversation with him that really stuck with me. And I don't really know any of the other allies or anything like that, even though I did end up lurking in a lot of their streams back in the day. Not so much anymore. Sorry, modern Trove streamers. I'm just so bored with this game, I can't bother watching you. I'm half kidding. Only a little bit though. And then we got the Golden Hoard Dragon Soul. So if we check in the badges section, you'll notice that there's all these different badges. You get tons of mastery out of this. You get a really, really good starting ally, which is the Golden Hoard Dragonling, which is really good for physical ally, whatever. But then you also end up getting the mastery and all the Era Dragons. Now, the only thing is that this is going to be time gated because you can only buy 15 of these per week. Next week is going to be Corruxian. The week after that is Luxion once again. So it takes a couple months to end up getting all of these and is ultimately going to cost you 400 Dragon Coins. Now, you will end up getting various forms of Luxion, so it's not all a loss. But I will end up just showing you guys the final form, which is going to be this bad boy right here, as we've already seen many, many times. Did you guys know that we're like, Luxion's visited so many times, dude, it's actually ridiculous. But our shots are going to end up shooting flux everywhere. This is how people flux dupe. I'm kidding, of course. Let me actually hop on the test server really quick, though, because I want to talk to you guys about Fluxion for a little bit. I can't. I knew there was something in the back of my mind. I was like, I won't be able to talk to Fluxion, so why am I addressing it in a video? Okay, better yet, let me show you guys some footage, because that's right, Fluxion's not going to be around because Luxion's already here. So this is going to end up being the footage that I ended up capturing of Fluxion, which, as you can see, is functioning properly now. And my God, like, this is a huge deal for Trove that I'll address in another video or when it ends up going live. Most of all, the thing that I find so impressive about this is we've got a fully fleshed out voting system that works in Trove. Now, with Fluxion, when he ends up coming into the game, we'll essentially be able to use our flux to vote on the items that we want to see in Luxion's inventory. And as you can see with the footage, obviously everyone's voting for the rare costume for the Shadow Hunter, with wings being a close second. The thing is, you can actually spend as much flux as you want to vote as much as you want. So it's going to be really interesting to see how it all plays out when it ends up actually going onto the live server, because on the test server, obviously, you know, nobody's really playing on it and nobody's really testing things on it, just because it's just barely anybody plays on it, dude, and nobody wants to test any of this stuff out. So there's been a lot of internal issues with the recent update on the test server, but fingers crossed we'll see it next week, at least on PC. Fingers crossed, please. Also, devs, while you're at it, nerf the frickin' dragon, nerf his crafting recipe. Oh, so I did hop onto the test server, and oddly enough, Fluxion is still here, but we can't interact with him. Very strange. Anyways, smash like, sub for more. Sign on, stay epic, everybody.